I'd like to welcome Case Western Reserve University 14th year head coach Greg Debeljak and senior quarterback Rob Cuda to the stage. Coach, we'll get started with you and then move on to Rob, who clearly got a haircut before he came to Media Day today. The Spartans are returning 20 starters and 63 total players from a team that went 9-1 last season. Have you ever had as experienced a team as you have this year, and how do you see that experience affecting the team this season?
Well, the only team I can compare it to was our 2009 team. That was the end of a great 3-year run where we were 38-0 over that period in the regular season, and just had a great senior class. So it reminds me a lot of that class, and just tons of experience. I think we had six 4-year starters this senior class, and a ton of 3-year starters. So that always makes you feel comfortable that guys have the experience, know what they're doing. But probably the most important part, and what will determine how well we do, is the leadership that the class brings to the table. Just when they arrived in 2014, I had let things slip a little bit, accountability-wise, leadership-wise. That was my fault, and this class kind of turned it around. So any great team that I've been a part of has been player-driven, and if you can rely on your kids keeping each other accountable and holding each other to standards that you set and goals that you want to achieve, then that's, as a coach, you're feeling pretty good and pretty comfortable. Plus, they're really talented. So.
Last year, injuries forced you to rotate a lot of different players defensively. With almost the entire defense returning and others scheduled to return from those injuries, what are your expectations for the defense this year?
Well, I think our defense was excellent last year. I think our staff did a great job because we had a lot of injuries. By the end of the year, we were playing kids that we never dreamed were going to be starting for us. And the good news is it's just more experience. We're going to have guys as backups that have a substantial amount of starting experience. And when the injuries come, and I hope they don't come to the level they did last year, but they're going to come. They do every year. I'm not expecting that we're going to stay completely healthy. We know that we can rebound from it. I think that was a lesson from last year. And I'm not sure that everyone believed we could, including ourselves, with some of the kids that went down, but we did. So we have that experience, and we have talent that can come off the bench. We can rotate a lot of kids and keep people fresh. But yeah, if we get in a situation where we lose a guy, we've been there before. So that's a good feeling also.
You've had one of the most versatile offenses in the PAC over the last 2 years, throwing for over 2,700 yards in 2015 before rushing for over 2,500 last year. What direction could you see your offense going this year?
Either. It really depends on, and it starts up front, and we have 3 4-year starters, and they've very skilled at both rushing the football, especially inside, and pass protection. They know our schemes very well. We have 4 experienced running backs. So we go that direction. The whole key is the guy to my left. He can do either. He's a proven great runner. He's a proven passer. We can spread the field. Teams have to defend it, and Rob knows the offense, can get us into hurry-up mode, can slow us down, make sure everybody's on the same page. So as long as he's out on the field, I think we can be multidimensional and go either direction.
That leads into the last question, and you've called your senior quarterback, Rob Cuda, one of the best players you've ever coached. What makes him that, and what can we expect from him in his final season as a Spartan?
Obviously great talent. He has great physical ability, but I think also he loves to play the game. He plays it with a youthful enthusiasm. He enjoys being out there. He enjoys being with his teammates. He's not a prima donna. I've coached quite a few really good quarterbacks, All-Americans, guys that had a chance to be on NFL teams, and Rob's different than all of them. And I think it's because he just doesn't take himself too seriously and just really loves to play just for the love of the game. And I think his teammates recognize that and really enjoy being led by him. Expectation, I do think he's one of the best football players in the country. stat-wise, I've never been a big guy to, throw or run or set goals for either one. It's whatever it's going to take to win, and I know if we need to run to win, that he can be a runner to win. If we need to pass, he can do that too. So I think he brings a lot to the table, and mostly is the confidence that his team has in him.
Coach, thanks. Rob, a few questions for you. After coming up just a game short of a PAC championship for the second straight season, and with such a large senior class, is there any extra motivation for you and for the team heading into the season?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a little extra motivation. I mean, I think it's built up over the years as well. I mean, starting off our freshman year, 3-7 was not what we expected, and like you said, we have had high expectations for our team since then, especially our senior class, and we've improved each year. And I think coming off a 9-1 season, the only way to improve from there is winning every game. So I think there's a lot of motivation coming from the last 3 years, and especially for our senior class.
As you begin your third season as the team's starting quarterback, how has your game evolved or improved since your freshman season?
I don't think my physical game has changed too much. I think it's been mainly mental, which is definitely credit to all the coaches. Offensive coordinator Coach Lush and my quarterback coach last year, Coach DeCarlo, have helped me out a lot. And Coach Debs here I've learned more from him than I have from any coach I've ever played for. So there's a lot of shout out to Coach Debs here for helping me out. I wouldn't be here without him. The things that I think I've improved the most on mentally have been, just patience, reading defenses, learning how to make better decisions. And then I think any improvements that I've made have been a product of our team's improvement over the 4 years. I couldn't have done it without, our offensive line and all the receivers that I've had going through the last 2-3 years. It's been a team improvement. We have a really tight group, a really good connection with everyone. It's a really unique group, and
Rob, last question. We've seen you have success both throwing the football and running it over your career. Quick, without thinking, would you rather run for a touchdown or throw for one, and why?
I wish I could say both. No, but all seriousness, it really doesn't. I really don't think I have a preference because, they're both very fun. But whether we're throwing it through the air, on the ground, whether it's myself or any of my teammates, our coaches are going to put us in the position that they think we're going to score the easiest. However that happens, it's going to be 6 points on the board either way. So that's all that matters.
I thought I'd get you to answer. Rob, thanks a lot. Case Western Reserve will open the season on September 2nd at the University of Chicago.